and I don't know if anybody's talking about this because it's a small story, but not at the White House. On April 1st, that would have been Wednesday, a federal judge ruled that Eric Swalwell's civil lawsuit against Trump can go ahead. So this is really important. This is why Pam Bondi got fired. In March of 2021, that would be about 2 months after January 6th, Eric Swalwell, who was a congressman, is a congressman, and was a congressman on January 6th, on March of 2021, he joined several members of Congress, as well as several Capitol Police officers, when they filed a suit in the United States District Court for the District of Columbia. They want civil damages. They want reparations for trauma, psychological trauma, and injuries that resulted from Donald Trump's speech on January 6th, telling his goons to go down to the Capitol and fight like hell. So in February 2022, Trump wasn't president. He tried to get this case dismissed. It was the least of his worries. He was about to get, it would be another year before the criminal indictments came down. But the judge in the civil suit ruled that while Trump was president at the time, he was not immune from a civil lawsuit because his incitement of the insurrection was an unofficial act. Remember the Supreme Court's immunity ruling in 2024? You can't hold a president liable, criminally liable for any crimes he committed as an official act as president. In Fitzgerald versus Nixon, the Supreme Court, I think it was in 1982, ruled that ex-presidents can be sued in civil court for damages they inflicted while president if those damages were inflicted by the president performing unofficial acts. So the judge on April 1st ruled the trial is going forward because the January 6th speech on the ellipse was electioneering. It wasn't an official act as president. His calling Georgia and say, find me 11,000 votes is not an official, that's not an official act. Calling Pennsylvania and Michigan legislators, dreaming up the false elector scheme, that's not an official act as president. So this civil lawsuit is going forward. And Trump found out about that on Wednesday. And then he found out it's Eric Swalwell is the person behind this lawsuit. And then he found out that Kash Patel can't leak the 10-year-old investigation on Eric Swalwell. Why? Because Pam Bondi gave Swalwell a heads up. His lawyers wrote a cease and desist letter, got delivered to the FBI. The files don't get released. Trump has been accusing Bondi of not being on his side, and this was the last straw. This was Donald Trump finding out that when he leaves office, if he leaves office, he's got a world of hurt returning to him. If he's not president in 2029, he's going to be spending the rest of his pathetic life in court again, the way he did starting in 2023. That's when the civil lawsuits started. In 2024 is when the criminal lawsuits started. He knows what's going to happen. And this time he lacks the moral authority of accusing the Justice Department of being weaponized. He's I'm going to get to this in a second. Pam Bondi completely weaponized the Justice Department, and she's failing at it. When they went after Trump, they got him. He's a convicted felon.